Ibadan crisis. Those that funded and supported Sunday Igboho are responsible. Activist Bulama. Again, from from the title, we know that we're not going to take this seriously because, again, it's a divisive tactic. It is absolutely unrelated to Sunday Igboho, and that's it. From first reactions, we're just going to analyze, but the fact is, we cannot take this to heart, or cannot take this news as something relevant. It says Sunday Igboho had said he would embark on a tour of the southwest states of Nigeria in a bid to flush out killer headsmen in the region. After an initial outing in Igbarapa, Oyo State, a couple of weeks ago, a GoFundMe account was created by Sunday Igboho supporters to buy buses for his tour. The fundraiser, with a target of 52 million naira, was organized by Maureen Bandejo days after Igboho issued an ultimatum for Fulani herdsmen to vacate Oyo State. The ultimatum was issued by the activists over the kidnappings, killings, maimings, and rape allegedly committed by the herdsmen in Oyo State. To bring this and drive this to the main point is that the responsibility for security lies on the government. And if the government has proven time again and again not to actually competently fish out the actual criminals, this allows for the tribalism to come out. Because the tribalism, you can't deny, tribalism does exist very clearly, and again, with the present circumstances, it shows that it doesn't really take much for the tribalism to jump out. No one cares if you're friends with 10 people from this tribe or that tribe. No one cares. The fact is, you have internalized tribalism, and you're projecting that on other people as well. So you need to go check yourself, because the tribalism has been there. It has always been there. It just needed an opportunity for it to come out. Again, the tribalism came out because the people took measures into their own hands, and of course the sentiment and lack of similarities in ideologies has made people to attack even more, because the power has been put into their hands. Why? Because the lack of competency on the government's part to actually fish out the criminals at the time of the criminal act that was taken. Because again, the people are doing this shows that the people have taken powers into their hands, and this is the problem. So again, the people reacting, the residents reacting, is not surprising, because the government has not done their job. So this blame on Sunday Igboho and his supporters has nothing. Sunday Igboho is just a figure who is popular, who's basically expressing the general view of his people. That's just what it is. In response to Yoruba and Hausa people clash in Ibadan, Oyo State, human rights activist Bulama Bukati took to his Twitter handle to blame Sunday Igboho supporters for the Ibadan crisis. He says, killing innocent Nigerians in Ibadan for the crime of being Hausa is barbaric. The federal government must do everything possible to stop this carnage and punish offenders. Those that supported Sunday Igboho's violence and raised money for him must now take responsibility for this dastardly act. The fact is, everybody in Nigeria is tribalistic. Point blank, period. Again, we are so different, and we can have microaggressions here and there, but we can definitely see that the tribalism is jumping out. It is literally showing full force from each side, and it shows that this fakery of trying to get along with each other, it has broken. We could not fake for too long that we actually liked each other, because the fact is we didn't, and we thought that democracy could be the neutral middleman to actually sort of bring everybody together with a common cause where, you know what, we could all be represented in an ideology that we didn't even make, because we already know how we feel strongly about our own ideologies. So again, with democracy, we thought, okay, fine, this, if it was actually enforced and on paper, theoretically, it should do well. But again, people, you can't fake it for too long. You can't fake that democracy is the right thing for you people. You can't force that the lack of the differences in ideologies will just sort of dilute just because you are applying a system of government that is not necessarily from one part of Nigeria. It doesn't make sense. We could not fix this for too long, and that's what's going on. So again, this, you can't deny it is a tribalism issue where the hatred for one another is actually coming out, because again, from inception of Nigeria, we were not even meant to be together in the first place. I will keep saying it. Nigeria was a trade deal for the political interests and the economic interests of certain political elites. That's just what it is. But again, so many things are happening at the same time, and it's justified and not, I wouldn't say justified, but it's not surprising that we're losing touch and focus on what the actual problem is. The problem is not who is supporting who. Sunday Igboho just gained relevance because, again, the government did not do their job, so he had to take matters in terms of voicing the people's opinion at a faster rate through his influence. That's just it. Because Sunday Igboho would not necessarily have a name if the government had been doing their job. Point blank, period. The federal government should, as a matter of urgency, intervene in the barbaric killing of Yorubas and Northerners to give peace. Again, we are repeating the same thing. If we have gotten to this dire state where we have been asking for years and demanding that the government intervene in little problems here and there, are we going to be surprised? Are we surprised if it's shameful? We can't keep doing the same thing and expecting the same result. We are saying the government should intervene. The realistic part is every region in Nigeria should fend for themselves. Every region in Nigeria should find their own, political sort of security form. Because again, you can't depend on this government. This government cannot fight Boko Haram. What do you expect from them? They've proven so many times to be incompetent. Again, we cannot keep depending and asking, oh yes, the government has to intervene. They don't have to intervene because they've proven times and times that number, even in little cases, that they can't intervene. So do you think in the bigger cases that they would do the same thing? Somebody says, Bulama, you are such a fool. All of it that are connecting Sunday Igboho to other clashes are brainless and stupid. Do they think they can instigate their evil governments to arrest him? You have failed. Again, this news, it's not relevant to the actual problem. The fact is that the government is enjoying this because this gives them time to start blaming here. Oh my gosh. The tribalism in our hearts literally makes the job of the government easy, because then we drift away from the actual accountability that the government is meant to take for their lack of competence and enforcement of, safety. And then we're talking about these little issues that actually do not look at the bigger picture of one Nigeria. We've got to be honest. Are we ready for one Nigeria? It doesn't seem likely. Does it seem likely that Nigeria will disintegrate? Very, very likely. And how will 2023 look like? Yeah, we don't want a repeat of the past. Again, disintegration and moving and separating is not always a bad idea, except if you disintegrate, stay individually, and then people still decide to hold grudges. That's honestly your problem, but it is what it is. Put what you think about this news in the comment section below. Do you believe it's justified that activist Bulama would, blame Sunday Igboho and his supporters responsible for what is happening in Oyo State? Put what you think, and do not forget to like and subscribe.